The wrong approach is conflict is combat. The goal is to win. Conflict is combat. The goal is to win. We're going to view it as conflict as opportunity. Goal is to grow. Conflict is not combat. That's what you see, okay? And it was actually fitting that the people in the little video had a red shirt and a blue shirt, okay? Fitting, just this year, I don't know why. Had a red shirt and a blue shirt. And they were fighting, and that's how it is. Goal is to win. Combat. Me to win, you have to lose. That's not how we're going to view it. We're going to view conflict as an opportunity, and the goal is to grow. Conflict doesn't need to be negative. Conflict doesn't need to destroy a relationship. In fact, I believe that conflict can be an opportunity to grow a relationship. Because again, the only relationships that have no conflict are relationships where you just don't care about. Like, yeah, I don't have a conflict with the checkout guy at the Giant or the Safeway because I don't really have a relationship with him. So if he's a little snappy with me, I might be snappy with him. That's it, we're over. Like, I don't really care. But if I care about you, then it's inevitable at some point there'll be a conflict between us. The variable is not whether or not there is conflict. The variable is how you approach it. To show you that conflict doesn't need to be negative. If there's one person on this planet who could have avoided conflict if he wanted, that would be Jesus. Okay, the answer is always Jesus. Okay, I think someone said you, me. Thank you, I appreciate that, but no, kind of the opposite. I'm kind of a magnet towards it, okay, but I appreciate that. The answer is always Jesus. We're in church. Jesus, the answer, okay? If there's anyone who could have avoided conflict, it'd be Jesus. Like, think about the things that cause you conflict and that lead to conflict in your life. Jesus had a workaround for everyone if he wanted. For example, late to work. Let's say Jesus is late to something. What would he do? Easy, just turn back the clock. He's Jesus, okay? Remember in Superman, okay, Superman 1, where Superman flew around the earth backwards, okay? And he made the earth go this way, turn back clock. Or invent another daylight savings day, another one, then throw one in there in July, like whatever. Jesus could have had a workaround. Let's say a friend gossiped about Jesus. How could he have resolved that? Easy, lightning bolt, boom, on the spot. Oh, wow, I didn't see that in the forecast coming, you know what I mean? Maybe that's where the term act of God came from right there. Oh, a lightning bolt, that's solved the issue. Let's say Jesus is sitting on the couch, watching TV, and he's hungry, and he asks his friends, well, he didn't have a spouse, but let's say, you know what I mean, someone to get him food, and that person didn't want to get him food. How would Jesus solve that? 5 loaves, 2 fish, no problem, right there, straight down from heaven, okay? Whatever it is 1 peanut left, 500 peanuts right there, easy. Jesus, my point is, Jesus had a workaround for every conflict if he wanted. But did Jesus avoid conflict? Did Jesus avoid conflict? In fact, Jesus initiated conflict. That's a moment right there, right there. Jesus not only didn't avoid it, he initiated it. He was the source of conflict. How can that be? Get a couple examples. We're going to open a passage from Mark chapter 1 where Jesus is approached by a guy who had leprosy. And leprosy was a big deal back in that first century. The leper comes to him. Now a leper came to him. This is Mark chapter 1, verse 40. Now a leper came to him, imploring him, kneeling down to him and saying to him, "If you are willing, you can make me clean." Then Jesus, moved with compassion, stretched out his hand and touched him and said to him, "I am willing, be cleansed." So Jesus touched him. Now, touching the leper is a big deal because that was against the law. And if you touched a leper was dirty. If you touched a leper who was dirty, you now became dirty. It was against the law. It was one of those moments that if Jesus touched the leper, everyone would have gone, hey. Everyone would have been upset. Because now, okay, think of like the COVID, the virus. Now he's getting the virus, and he's going to come back and give it to us. So everyone would have been annoyed by this. Watch now how it goes. Verse 42. And as soon as he had spoken, immediately the leprosy left him, and he was cleansed. My question. Jesus did 2 things to the man. He spoke to him and he touched him. Which one healed him? The spoke or the touched? Spoke. So why did he touch him? Why did he touch him? Did he need to touch him to heal him? No, it says right there. When he had spoken, he was healed. And again, he's Jesus. He didn't even need to see him. He could have said, "Stay 6 feet away, put your mask on, and I got your healing from over here." He could have done that. He didn't even need to speak. He didn't even need to be in the same room. He didn't need to be in the same village. He could have healed him. So why did he touch him? Did he know it would upset the people? Did he know it would infuriate the people? Jesus didn't avoid conflict. He initiated it, and he did it to teach a lesson. Next chapter, Jesus is walking with his disciples outside, and it's a Sabbath day, and they are hungry. Mark chapter 2, verse 23. Now it happened that he went through the grain fields on the Sabbath, and as they went, his disciples began to pluck the heads of the grain, and the Pharisees said to him, "Look, why do they do what is not lawful on the Sabbath?" And he said to them, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Jesus and his disciples are hungry, and they started to pick grain. And he could have solved it another way. He could have told them, "Guys, this is wrong. We're about to head to a place we're going to eat there." But he let them do it. And he encouraged them. And actually, if you read the Gospels, the number of things Jesus did on the Sabbath, there was one time, there was a man who was paralyzed for 38 years. Jesus healed him on the Sabbath. Why? He'd been waiting 38 years. Couldn't wait till Monday? Like 38 years. And 38 years in a day would have been the end of the world? Why? Why he do it on Sabbath? Simple. Because Jesus had a mission. And his mission in life was not to avoid conflict. His mission in life was to show people the right path, to teach people a new way, to correct wrong thinking. And he used conflict to do it. Because conflict is not combat. Conflict is not me against you. I win, you lose. That's not conflict. Conflict is an opportunity to grow, to learn. And we need to reframe it in that light. Success, I'm telling you, too many of us, we think success in life is avoiding conflict. Success in relationship is avoiding conflict. I couldn't disagree more. Success in life is the one who faces conflict, but does it the right way and uses it as an opportunity for growth.